everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with all of you my full coverage long wearing foundation routine. I use the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. Out of all the foundations I've ever tried, this is the most coverage and it's the longest wearing. I only put on one super thin layer and everything is covered and concealed and perfect, and it also lasts like literally forever. So that's what I use. This isn't like an everyday foundation routine. It's kind of like a little bit heavy, but days where I'm filming or I'm going to some sort of event where I know I'm going to have my picture taken, this is what I wear. So it's also like my under eyes are super bright and I love it. So I'm showing you guys how I do that as well. Yeah, I don't use any primers because I haven't found that I need one. Because that foundation is so long wearing, and also there's not really any that I really like or love, so that's why I don't use any primers. But yeah, before we get into it, I want to show you guys my top. So this is the red one. I showed you guys the blue one in my last video, and the red one finally came in. So it's not super red, it's more of like a mauvey pink because the fabric's kind of like a faded, I don't know, like a, I don't know, it's not like a pattern, but it's like a faded kind of, it looks like a worn fabric, I don't know, but it's super pretty. I'll have this link down below. You guys should definitely check out this top because it's only $29 and it's like the most comfortable, perfect top for summer. And then I put on, this is just like a choker that my sister got me for Christmas. It's rhinestone. Then I have on my cross ring again. So that is it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so I just jump in straight away with my foundation. I don't use a primer because I found that I just don't really need it because this foundation stays on so long. So I just take 2 pumps of that and then my dampened beauty blender. So I use a Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, and it's like the most full coverage long wearing foundation I've ever tried. I found that using a thinner layer is better because if you put a little bit too much on, it does get a little cakey. So, and I mean, even super thin, like you can see, it's covering everything. And also, Beauty Blender, I think, is the best way to do any foundation. I typically, like, if a foundation doesn't work well with a Beauty Blender, which I haven't really come across that situation, but if it doesn't really work well with a Beauty Blender, like, I probably just won't use that foundation. I found the Beauty Blender to be so fast, so easy, and it gives you the most just, like, flawless, even coverage. And then I always just put a little bit on my jawline and kind of blend it down. Some days this foundation looks really like pink and it doesn't match me, and some days it looks okay. I know I need to go one shade darker, but usually once I get like my bronzer and everything on, it looks fine. Okay, so I just do one quick layer of that. And then I don't use any concealer on my face because I don't need it because it's so full coverage, but I do conceal under my eyes. So I take the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser in the light, or this is the fair color. It's the lightest color it comes in. And I already have my eyeliner and stuff on, so I need to be a little bit careful, but I just make like a triangle shape under my eye. And usually I get this like right up really close, but I don't want to like ruin my eyeliner. I guess I can redo it. But anyways, I gotta take my beauty blender and just blend this out. This really gives a lot of coverage too. And I found that it doesn't crease. So that's what I use under my eyes. And it is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, especially if I get a little bit of a darker shade of foundation. This will be a little bit brighter too, but Okay, so once that's blended out, I take my MAC Prep and Prime. They call this a highlighter, but I feel like it's like a concealer, but either way. This is in the color Radiant Rose, so it's like a really light peachy color. And I put this right here and then a little bit out here. And this is what I found just makes everything super bright. So it shears out pretty good. So I really make sure this is blended out and thinned out. Because I am putting so much product, it will kind of crease. But these products on their own don't really crease. Okay, so now that it's super bright under my eyes, to keep it that way, I take my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and this is like a white powder. It reflects a little bit of light. I wouldn't use this if you have darker skin. Since I'm pretty fair, it works on me, but if you were like really tan, I think it would just make your under eyes look too bright, so I'd probably just use like a translucent powder, but this stuff works really well for me. So I just take my beauty blender and dip it in there, and then I just pat it under my eyes. I don't do a ton, but I want it to be enough to like set everything. Okay, on camera I look a little bit crazy, but usually while this is setting I will do my eye makeup, but since that's already done, I'm going to turn the camera off for a couple minutes and then I'm going to come back and finish up the rest of my face. Okay, so now that this has been setting under my eyes for a few minutes, I take a setting powder and kind of like brush everything away. So I've been going back and forth between two different ones, the Laura Mercier Translucent Press Setting Powder and the Kat Von D Lock-It. This is loose powder. It's translucent too. It just kind of depends what mood I'm in. This one's almost out. Like, it's pretty much gone. So I'm going to use the Lock-It powder. Take my big fluffy brush. This is my Sigma F30. Get a little bit on the brush, tap it off because the stuff flies everywhere. Loose powder, it just makes like a huge mess. Plus I'm a messy person anyways. So take this. I usually press it into my skin and then like wipe the excess away. I usually like press it in, kind of like pat it in, and then kind of like brush everything to make sure it's like smooth and like even. I've heard that like when you press it in, it like presses the powder into the foundation and then you're not like moving all your product around. So that's why I do that. So that's like my foundation's done, but I'm quickly going to go over everything else I do to my face on days where I'm filming or I have like a bigger event where I know I'm going to be taking pictures. So I first contour. I take my Lorac Pro Contour Palette, which is new. Well, it's not new to me, but I haven't really been contouring my face for like a long time, and then the last few weeks like I've really been liking it. So I just take the light contour color, and this is a highlighting brush, so it doesn't work like perfect, but it works pretty good. It's a Sigma Spotlight Duster, and I just take this in the hollows of my cheeks. This side always turns out pretty good, and then the other side is kind of like scary sometimes, so we'll see. And then I put just a little bit, that's kind of a lot, on my temples. Under my jawline, because gotta get rid of that double chin. And then I do just like the tiniest bit on my nose. I don't go crazy, but I like it to be defined a little bit. Now that I'm all contoured, I'm going to bronze. So this has been my go-to bronzer for the past couple of weeks, the Hourglass Ambient, the Luminous Bronze Light. This is a lighter one. And then I just take this and I kind of go on top of the contour, kind of more where the sun would hit your face. And it isn't super dark, but it just adds a little bit of bronziness. And then I've been bronzing like the tip of my nose lately. I don't know, it's kind of weird. And then I'm quickly going to throw some blush on, so I'm going to take Benefit's Dandelion. Put that right on the apples of my cheeks. And then I highlight with my Laura Mercier, I always forget what this is called, Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. It's kind of a long name. And this I put right on top of where I highlighted with the MAC Prep and Prime. And this just adds like a really pretty glow. It's not like shimmery or anything crazy. It just makes you look like glowy. And I love it. And then I highlight again. I'm going to take my Becca, this is in Pearl, it's just like a white, with my fan brush and just go right on the tops of my cheekbones. Okay, to set everything, I take my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This just kind of takes down the powdery finish, makes it look a little bit more natural. And I don't know how it does it, but it also makes everything just look like really blended and kind of like perfect. So I just spray this all over my face. And then I also realized I don't have any lip gloss on or any lip products on, so I'm going to take my NARS Velvet Lip Glide in Bound. It's just like a little baby one. And just throw a little bit of that on my lips. Okay, that was it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Yeah, I love this foundation routine. I'm definitely going to be using it all through the summer. The only thing I wish this foundation, it's like almost gone. I wish this foundation had SPF in it and then it would be like the perfect foundation, but oh well, can't always have everything. So that is going to be it. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And don't forget to check out this top. I'm going to have it linked in the description. Yeah, other than that, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye.